Right. Okay.
The wiki will be fine.
The wiki will be fine. It's like it's not going anywhere. It's like saying, you know,
But
Star Wars wiki.
I'm not saying what is going to disappear. What I was just asking is like, what are we going to do afterward? Like, since we're going to have no more real new information added. I mean,
well,
do you know?
pages,
There's plenty of wikis on ended series.
Pages still need to be, you know, fixed and updated.
I think I still have a hell of a lot of work.
What I honestly do think is I think we're going to be able to devote a lot more time to fixing shit up.
Yeah, someone wrote on
once we stop having new information to add.
And once it's gone, most people will start disappearing from editing, and you won't see a lot of people on recent edits.
All we'll really have is people who actually want to be dedicated to, say, keeping the projects up to date.
Yeah,
I'll give you.
But there was
we'll have the every now and then scrounger come on and probably, you know, vandalize or, you know, whatever.
Right.
Yeah. But
for
this
the most
guy,
part, they'll disappear.
there's a user on the YouTube who was like, I hope the wiki will stay has never commented before. This is his first comment. I hope the wiki will stay around for a very long time after the end of the manga. I love the Bleach Wiki, my principal source of information about the manga. So, aww. But everyone hates us. Everyone hates us.
Yeah, but okay, we can go ahead and start now. It's just asking.
I know, I hate us.
This guy and Bad Karma are the only people I've ever seen who are like, I actually like the wiki and use it properly. It's like,
no, there's loads of people here. Sure, there's whenever we
Bad
put
Karma
that video
actually
up
said that? Nice.
Yeah, when I was talking back on getting translation from him.
Yeah, there was this guy. His username.
You still in contact with him or no? Because I haven't heard much from him recently.
On it, so we haven't talked since.
At the end of the day, the thing is that when you like something, a lot of people are just silent about it, and they just watch and get on with their lives, or listen and get on with their lives, or reading.
Of course, because the haters are always the more vocal ones. That's how
life
works.
that is it. And yet,
that's how life works in Bleach. There's no exception.
This is how life works, and yet the thing is that these little vocal minority think, oh, everyone hates you. No, you hate us because we don't dance to your tune. Go play your tune somewhere else. But this guy was like, this guy responded right away, like literally not even talking, like half an hour after the podcast was up, and he went, I can't believe people still complain at this point. If you don't enjoy it, why do you keep coming back?
I just want enough to at least, maybe not make me happy, but at least give me
closure.
Accept it. I at least want an explanation I can accept, even if I don't like it. That's been my rule with Coop.
He wants an ending that doesn't give him cancer.
Makes sense. If it at least makes sense and it's not just retcon to hell, I can accept it.
Okay, is that a little bit better?
Ending gave me rabies.
Something like that. I don't know.
Can I also say that we're now probably never going to get a true fucking meaning on Yachiru, so we'll probably need to kind of discuss her.
Right, but before that,
look, we trust you. We don't need
you to proofread your messages. You can write whatever comes to your mind.
All right, but I'm gonna give him what I got. What I gave him, I'm gonna send it. Okay.
Yeah, you're fine. Relax. You don't need to keep second guessing yourself. You are a member of the team. You can make these choices.
There.
Like I don't go, Sal. Is it okay if I warn this guy for like edit warning? Sal. Can I? I'd be here all day.
I mean, I'm kind of the same way. Like, I just want to make absolutely sure. Like,
it's done.
You guys are fine.
But this here is like, at the end of the day, this is what Sal responds. When anyone starts bitching at Sal about something I've done, Sal responds with, she has done it with the full understanding we accept her authority. Unless I have done something completely against the rules, Sal's not going to get involved.
I don't like to get involved at all. That's why I didn't talk to that guy.
He likes
because I was literally typing up, like, I don't know how long these messages were.
Platonic.
And then I stopped myself because I'm like, okay, you know what? There is no way I'm going to write this without daggone fucking cussing his eye out.
Yeah, I'm like your platonic housewife. Let's admit it there.
I'm like your
or abused housewife. I don't know. Chick or pig.
Wife.
What?
Wow.
Okay then, fine. I'm your white maid. Like seriously, horse do you ever?
Anyway, I think we should actually start this thing now.
Probably.
Yeah.
Alright, let's go.
Okay, go ahead. Sal, don't you start cooking. He's gonna start cooking.
Just a
cooking or static?
Calm down the mess business for a
second. Sal, what is that?
It's like a teapot.
See, I knew it was you.
Bust him now.
See, he's making a teapot. He's gonna like make pasta or something in the pan. Aren't you?
What? No.
Open the pack. Carry on. I've done this for.
I'm just heating up some water. Jeez.
Carry on.
All right. Welcome back to the Bleach Wiki podcast. We're back for what very well might be the second to last chapter of the entire series, and we're all crying in the inside.
Did you not say penultimate? Like penultimate episode.
I could say that, but some people don't know what that means. So I'm just using something that everyone knows. Because what if they think it means that we all think that it's like the second best chapter of the entire series, or something like that, by penultimate, and they're like, "How dare you? This chapter was bollocks. It's average. How dare you have an opinion that's positive?"
Hey, I have a confession to make. For a while, I thought second to none meant second worst.
Are you serious?
Well,
To be honest, he still believes that.
Shut up! I know I was wrong, but this is like probably 10 years ago.
Or 10 minutes ago.
Shut up! Shut up, you're mom.
Check his Reddit page. He probably already used it.
I mean, Schiff. I explained this in the second podcast, but I used to think that that royal we was like the royal way. It was only for Japanese people. Japanese people use way when they're of nobility. I didn't know anything about calling yourself we if you're like queen or whatever. But
they don't actually. They don't tend to do that. Like, who was it? It's
I will tell you something
Victoria
I
that
just learned
said we are not amused. She never said that.
I'll tell you something I honestly just learned today. I did not know that there was actually that the word mil was used to talk about 1,000th of an inch.
What?
Because what
Milli?
reason would it be?
No, just mil, because it's apparently a unit of measurement that means 1,000th of an inch. What the fuck? I've never heard this term before.
1,000th of an inch?
Excuse me, you can use it in a sentence. Your penis is 1,000th of an inch. I'm dead.
But because my reasoning is because I'm pretty sure anyone who uses measurements that small are usually in a lab setting where they're using metrics.
Lies. I use measurements every day on work. Mil is just a standard 1,000th.
Yes.
Like millimeter.
It would be used in the lab setting.
Millimeter, yes, but 1,000th of an inch?
I don't understand why it says it's
like
mil.
milli-inch? I've never heard anyone use that measurement.
I actually thought you were talking about like milliliter, and then I was like, no, okay.
No. It's more like it's an Americanized thing. Just MIL can apparently mean 1,000th of an American unit, an inch.
You guys are weird, though.
I did not know about this until today.
Yeah, let's just join the metric system.
And
I
anyway,
agree.
I'm Zill.
Please.
Yeah, he's
Can
still.
we do it? It's so much
Sal.
sense.
45.
Future.
I'm the Jew of denial.
I'm 1,000th of a sun.
Wow. Yeah. And you're just as burning ball of gas.
No. Well, there have been times tonight when I've been on the phone that I've actually had to cover the mic because I was burping like fuck.
Yeah. All right. So.
Burp all the gas.
Who wants to go first?
Future, you want to go first?
I'll go first and get it out of it because it's 9:48. So
Okay.
that way I don't have to talk
Go
over
ahead,
anybody.
Sal. Have fun.
Go ahead, Sal.
Oh, now I realize why nobody wanted to go first because the shit doesn't make no sense and it sucked.
Wow.
Let's see what happens. So get up at 5-6 o'clock in the morning to go on Mega Stream and see that freaking
What did you eat?
Ichigo is having a little conversation
With his new best buddy.
with his new best friend Aizen, who congratulates him for, doing what he does, and that it's a good thing that he's not affected by his Kyoku Sugetsu's powers and so forth and so on, and that they done did it. And then he gets engulfed by Bach power.
How did he sense it while he was in the kind of
It's like they meant
thing?
defenses pretty quick.
Yeah, and
Like,
And then
we're
Bach-
friends now.
And then Bach is like, yeah, it seems that your Kyoku Sugetsu has limitations and it's reached it because I'm back and I'm in blackface now. I'm an even greater daggone villain for you to hate at this point. Like, okay, I guess. And he's like trying to absorb everything, including Ichigo, and then out of nowhere, he gets shot in the heart by Yuryu, who shows up and with his special.
It says Yuryu. I've been trying to figure out who says Yuryu. Okay, carry on. Sorry.
He's trying to shoots him through the heart with his special arrow that his daddy gave him, and I guess they go on this little spill of
So what the fuck
explaining
was Aishin's purpose here?
nothing. He's there for moral support. Moral support. I'm here when you give your son that thing you took out your wife.
I'm here for you.
Here are your mother's eggs, son. Use them well.
Pretty much. Here are her ovaries. Make your own babies.
No, what I thought of that when you take it out of his mother and you put it into him.
Oh god.
So you always wanted to be a girl, so here are your mom's boobs. Super go on your chest.
No, I was thinking of his penis.
No.
But wait a minute. Why would his mother have a penis? That doesn't even make any sense, son.
No. He took his own penis out of his mother and put it into his son. And under.
That's just.
Son, please.
Oh, that's horrible. Anyway.
I can hear the FBI knocking on my door any minute now.
Anyway.
Sorry. This is why Aishin had to give him
This
more.
is the type of stuff that's going to get us all in trouble. So you're safely away in Northern Ireland. The rest of us are getting arrested by the NSA right now because,
Sorry.
They're listening to this call. The point is that he shoots him through the heart, and apparently the explanation there is that, when you mix box blood with the silver, it'll stop his own powers for a small amount of time, which kind of like when you think about it doesn't make any sense. You have this bit of silver that has box blood on it, and then it's supposed to stop his powers, even though both the blood and the silver are a byproduct of him. Kind of like, I don't know. But okay.
Well, it's kind of like bargain. It's neutralizing him with him.
I guess. And, he has Ichigo, Ichigo is your chance now. And this, mind you, this is after Ichigo already tried to attack Bach and end up, I don't know. Yeah, it looked like his daggone freaking arm got, broken in, 50 damn places or something. I don't know what the hell that was about.
Because the arm fetish.
Yeah, he got lost. He lost his Bankai and everything like that. So he picks up his sword and everybody's like, oh my God, he's not going to...
What?
Sal?
He's not gonna die. Sadly.
I think, Sal, your sound cut.
I think your mute cut because we got, he's not gonna make it.
Anyway. So yeah, he's not gonna make it. Shut up. Just quiet.
Did you? Oh no! Was there some soap opera drama going on and you missed and you muted it?
No.
Okay. Tom.
So he
Were you just abducted by aliens after
for
a second?
Split second. In the same amount of time they're going freaking Ichigo had to gonna kill Bach. So he had to run a football length field over there and cut him in half. But no, he's everybody's like, oh my God, he's not going to make it. He's not going to make it. And then he goes to cut him, and then Bach reaches out and touches his Bankai, and his Bankai shatters, revealing the original Zangetsu. And then he's like, oh, now I know what Hashwolf meant when he sent me that image of Ichigo daggone taking out a sword and not just the image of Ichigo taking out a sword. And I'm like, why did he send me that? Now I know what he meant.
It wasn't just a dream. It wasn't a dream.
Yeah, he thought it was a dream. It was a dream. What Bach didn't know is that while Aizen's powers made the illusion. Yeah, Aizen's power made
that really specific.
Yeah,
Nudes.
Aizen's powers made a specific illusion, and what he didn't know is that Aizen was also incepting him. So he was in a dream inside a dream, in which the scenario actually becomes Ichigo, as Zil will attest, Ichigo learns his true power so he can release his true Zanpakuto, and then his Bankai, only for his Bankai to break and give him back his old Shikai.
Yeah.
So,
the ultimate troll, and wait until he wakes up and he realizes he's in Byakuya's sex dimension.
That had to be the most trollish moment since Ichigo took out his Bankai and got it broke.
Right away.
Ichigo's gonna fall unconscious from this, and then when he wakes up, he's gonna be like 7 years old going to karate school.
Yeah, but you could tell at that moment, when he took out his Bankai and got it broke, the Kubo was planning for a big fight at that point, because it's like, fuck, no, let's do the drama. Nope.
So basically, Ichigo ends up cutting him in half again. And that's pretty much where that ends at. My whole thing, I don't even have any words for. I mean, so I went into such great detail in the past chapters and stuff like that, but these past 2 chapters, I mean, I knew it was a race to the finish. I did not know the finish was like literally 2 steps away. Like, he literally went from the royal palace to the Sarate just to die within 5 seconds of leaving the royal palace. Like, it just kind of like doesn't matter. I mean, it would have made more sense if he beat Ichigo, broke his Bankai, and walked through the portal, and then when he came out on the other end, Ichigo stabbed him in the chest with his Bankai.
On that topic, does anyone actually remember the amount of chapters it took for Ichigo to get to the Soul Palace the first time, and then the second time? And now it's like, what? Why? Because,
I mean, if we sat here and literally had a page dedicated to, I don't know, all of the things that just don't make sense, like the broken Bankai with the old Shikai, and I mean, I have an actual theory about that actually made sense. I just don't understand. I don't think that Cute Kubo was thinking what I was thinking. So personally, I think what he did didn't make any sense. But
what you did made sense to me, but it did make sense to you. See what I did there?
I mean, my theory is that because Bach apparently sucked up all of Ichigo's powers except the ones that mattered. He said, I'm gonna take this hollow stuff and you keep that Shinigami stuff. I don't want that. But he took those 2, thereby leaving Ichigo with just his Shinigami powers, which actually, when you think about it, doesn't make any sense either, because his Shinigami is tied to his hollow powers. So how would he? I mean, so wouldn't under the Bankai be? So the Bankai just ends up being just a.
But didn't he gain
a
that
shell? But wouldn't.
But didn't
so
he gain that sword speaking to?
Exactly. So wouldn't the new sword be an entirely different looking sword? It's just like
Mansagetsu spoke to Ichigo, but he was Bach and he didn't know he was Bach, and then he gained that sword when he spoke to Ichigo, and then Ichigo gained the other sword after speaking to the. What is going on? I don't understand.
And then Ichigo hits him with his Bankai, but that breaks, so now he's just going to hit him with the Shikai, and it's just like, okay, I don't understand what's happening right now. Like, it's the most confusing thing ever. And then, where is the antithesis in that? I thought that was going to be the ultimate weapon against Bach, but apparently it was the arrowhead. Or was the arrowhead used alongside the antithesis? Or, there are more questions than there are actual answers in this daggone thing, and it's just kind of. And the thing that kind of threw me was the whole thing with Aizen. Where did Kyokusugatsu come from?
Where did it come from?
1 minute he was sitting in the chair, and then the chair got destroyed, and now he's got the sword in his hand. How did that happen? Did he pick up a Zanpakuto toe and then print on it in 5 seconds?
I'm pretty sure Chair Sama is reformed into his Zanpakuto toe after deciding that it was more useful to him that way.
Good point.
Or maybe it's actually Chair Sama using Aizen's body, and Aizen's consciousness just went into a sword. Now he's his own Zanpakuto.
I mean, all that stuff
These
makes
are
more
wonderful
sense
theories.
than daggone all of the non-information that we have about that whole situation. So, I mean, all of those things are very valid, apparently.
I'm going with the Aizen's consciousness thing. I'm going with
I mean,
you.
everything seems to
Aizen
be...
is Chair Sama's Zanpakuto.
every explanation is valid because no explanation was ever given. So that's how we're doing it now, apparently.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, a part of me would just be spoon fed everything. So, do you guys not have to be like realize that Chair-sama is the god? He's the Soul King now.
Duh.
Like, and then this kind of like makes me question what exactly is going to be the thing, because I mean, killing Bach is one thing, whatever.
You've killed
The other
Soul
thing
King.
is like who's gonna?
Oh, it's gonna
who's
be
gonna be
Aizen. You know it is.
I mean, if it is Aizen, I don't care. I mean, shit, cut off his legs, his hands, his head, and all that other stuff, and put him in the daggone fucking crystal, and say, "Oh yeah, you got what you want. You're the king now. You control everything now. You're
You just
the
don't
man,
get a chair."
just like you wanted, but no chair for you.
You broke the
No
chair.
chair for you. No legs. No arms. no freedom. You get to be the leader that you want to be. Nobody is ruling over you. You're ruling over everybody, kind of, sort of, but not really.
Would make more sense of what happened to Orochimaru.
He's like, he said, you're the ruler of everything, but you're also a quadriplegic. So, I mean, good with the bad.
It's a win-win.
But you got power.
You know, like,
you got no chairs, so no one can sit in your knee. You kind of fine. Fuck.
you know, I mean, you wanted all the power, and now you got it. Like, congratulations. All that plotting, scheming, and you finally get what you want, kinda. Well, you know,
Perfect ending,
sort of,
really.
maybe, but I mean, you know, like I said, you gotta break a couple of eggs if you want to make some omelets. So, and these,
Break a couple of legs.
yes, exactly, gotta break a couple of legs, cut off some arms, distribute them around creation.
Sounds like some
So they-
Wickleman shit.
So they-
Distribute them around Shinigami of your own making.
yeah, you know, and then they go off on their own and develop their own personalities and turn against you.
You didn't need your heart, right? Okay, let's go.
And then we can practice this whole scenario 1,000 years from now.
And Kubo's sequel hit manga detergent.
Hold on,
Featuring-
we just cut off your
featuring-
dick so you don't have no son to come back and fuck it up.
It's Kubo's great grandson going to Soap Society.
So,
Wouldn't it be called
Oh, Soup
Squaw-
Society.
yeah,
It
that's,
was like
that's when
Society.
Yamato takes over, or is it Yamato?
No. He goes to Soup Society to buy
That's what I'm
clothes.
saying, but it's
He
is
goes
it
to buy
Yamato
clothes.
That has, is it Yamato that has the ladle?
No, he's going to buy clothes.
I know, I get that, but you said soup. Okay.
Yeah, he's going to buy clothes at the Soup Society.
I don't know what that means. Soup kitchen?
Never mind.
We're sorry.
Homeless now because Shunsui bankrupted the economy with this stupid decision as Captain Commander.
Yeah, basically.
Son, you're gonna have to look up why you buying clothes at the soup store.
Yeah, I need to. Clearly, I don't get this.
In any case, yeah, the whole thing was confusing, rushed. I mean, I don't know. You can call that negativity. You can call it positivity. I don't know if anybody is at all more confused and have more questions about what the hell's going on in this story than that. So
Yeah, it's
that's
okay
all I
to
have
like
to say.
something, but it's okay to be critical as well. Just give over.
I don't even know what to be.
Be a
'Cause
leg.
at
How about you?
at this point, none of it makes any sense. I was like, I can't even say it's good or it's bad. It's just like, okay,
The appropriate response to confusing situations is to turn a different shade of black.
Use your powers would be another form of black,
Yeah.
Sal.
Like you know how chameleons like change color and react to emotional stress? That's what you gotta do. That's about it.
Just turn different shades of blue.
I'm the black man.
Try a lighter shade this time, Sal. Might help.
yeah.
Says the Southerner. Okay.
That's the point.
You can't say anything to me. We're full of ginger people.
Anywho, yeah, that's all I had to say about that.
Future, you want to go next? Or
Okie dokie. Oh god. Okay, so. Hello.
We're still here.
Ooh.
Sal's just muted to watch his show.
Alright. Well, Anyways, so so this starts out with Ichigo talking to his best friend Aizen, the most critical member of Team Karakura, catching up like old chums, I guess.
Maybe Fukushima made him his friend in the past. I don't know. Just in case.
Inserted Aizen into his past. We're friends now.
Like maybe
Sorry about almost killing your mom and dad and you.
Like maybe over the 18 months that we didn't see, like, or 17 months that we didn't see, like, him and like Ichigo and Aizen were like pen pals or something, just writing each other back and forth.
They sent postcards and nudes on Snapchat.
It's like, hey bro, how's it going not having powers? Oh, I'm just sitting here and this chair's starting to chafe. No biggie.
No biggie. Don't know how I'm writing this. I'm kind of strapped into the chair.
Anyway, so they're talking like the old chums that they are. Also, Aizen has his sword back for some reason, and I'm going with my theory that it's actually Chair-sama using Aizen's body, and Aizen himself has just become the Zanpakuto. But anyway, so, you know, we get the whole, oh, Bach's not really dead, and he turns into a Lovecraftian horror like we all thought he would, and then he starts spouting on again about how awesome his power is, and then Uryu shows up with his mom's innards and shoots Bach with it. Okay. And apparently exposure to himself causes an allergic reaction to Bach. I don't exactly know how Bach can be allergic to himself, but
well, I am allergic to myself.
In the face.
I think like Sun explained the best way is like the bragging situation.
Bargain. Yeah.
Bargain. Sorry. Bargain.
Like, I can get that, but still, without much more explanation than that, it's a bit head scratching, really. But anyways, it's so then Bach gets his power taken away for like a second, and he gives like the most amazing reaction face. She's like, yeah, that one, Zill. God damn it.
Which one's this?
Fucking Christ, Zill. Jesus.
Let me see.
Yeah. Them Photoshop skills, though. Anyway.
Zill, please.
Never. Never. I'll never stop.
Anyway, so then, like Zill said in his blog, then Ichigo's Zanpakuto breaks away, his Bankai that he achieved breaks away to reveal his old Shikai, I guess, and then he cuts Bach in half with it, which, you know, I gotta appreciate one thing. This really is the end. At least it didn't involve Ichigo getting some massive, like, multi-racial power-up or something.
Oh yes, like around
Like
car bars and stuff.
Like he didn't just start
Well,
firing.
he did.
Like he didn't just start firing a Cero from one arm and then firing holy arrows out of the other arm, all while using a full bring. Like, thank God that didn't happen. But
at least he didn't turn a different shade of totally white but not white American Japanese person.
Yeah. Sorry, Kyle. Yeah.
And yeah, then he cuts Bach in half, which, if what we're hearing is true and this is really it for Bach, yes, thank God. But anyway, yeah, that was the chapter. It was yeah, really rushed and kinda not good, but
kinda not good.
Cancer, maybe.
I mean with this thing, with what we're hearing right now, with how rushed it's being, how it kind of just has to be wrapped up like that, and there's a lot of stuff that's not explained. Yeah, just I mean, at least it wasn't any like some convoluted nonsense. Like Ichigo just gets a amazing, super incredible power up out of nowhere. But
Can we say this? He went Bankai. We didn't get to see anything new that Bankai did. It was just
I know. Like all
it turns into Shikai.
all it really did was the usual like Getsuga Tenjo, and then it just breaks away, revealing his old sword. So
but at least Bach wasn't replaced by his alien grandmother from the moon.
Yeah, at least that one didn't happen. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point. And Ichigo didn't become Jesus Shimigami.
Yeah.
Your pupils.
Yeah. That's the least.
But I mean,
as I said on your blog, I'm just glad that it's the bad guy still Bach.
Yeah.
Like, it didn't just turn around being like some plot twist, like, well, actually, Chad has been the main enemy this whole time.
No, no, what makes it worse is that, actually, this is the bad guy, this person you have no connection with, you don't care if we beat, yeah.
It'll turn out that Chad was the bad guy because he's a Mexican, and that this whole time Bleach has been a diatribe against foreign races, and it's a reflection of Japan's xenophobic culture.
Yeah.
And Chad had no hope of salvation, no matter what he did.
Zil, that's why the series is called Bleach, because they're trying to make everything white.
Yeah. I got filthy gaijins.
Gaijins, yeah. Oh, frig, I like that.
I'm honestly kind of disappointed that when they chopped Bach in half, that Khan didn't fall out and was revealed as the mastermind the whole time. I mean, it wouldn't have really contradicted. I don't think it would have contradicted anything, and it would have given us an excuse to kill his annoying little ass. But
oh god.
Oh well, a guy can dream, but yeah, that's.
I think the girls dream more of that.
Yeah, that's it. That's all I got.
Okay, I'll go next. So we start off. Somehow, both Sal and Future missed the loving stare that Ichigo and Bach exchange for Bach turns into a puddle of goop. I'm just thinking of the hand on your heart thing from Karakura Town, Aizen.
Oh yeah. That's Ichigo at that moment going, oh wait, I love you. What have I done?
That's why Aizen. That's why Aizen attacked Bach in the first place, because Ichigo is his.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ichigo's just staring passionately into Bach's millions of eyes, and then Bach kind of
meanwhile, Aizen's just standing there like, bitch, get your hands off my man.
I didn't take off his earrings as we speak, but so and then Aizen's like, well, he's still missing an arm, of course, but he's like, okay, I'm so glad that you could respond to my now returned sword, which may or may not have to do with him absorbing a power. Whatever. I mean, I'm sure Kuba had a better explanation for this, but he couldn't explain it in the amount of time he had. So
yeah. It was just Ichigo had a feeling that he had before.
Yeah, Ichigo was like, okay, well now I kind of know when you have your spell going, and Aizen's like, well, okay, so I released Kyokusui Getsu before you arrived here. I mean, people have been asking when he did it. I'm assuming it was either, it was like, while he was in between when him
and Renji were having a conversation.
It was at that point, I assume, because Ichigo and Renji showing before that was fake. I don't even know where Renji is now. He's probably off, firing Shakos at his balls or whatever.
Shakos at his balls.
Shakos nuts.
Great balls of fire.
Free time. But yeah, so so Aizen somehow turns it into part of his own Keikaku. He's like, you know what? The fact that I never exposed you to my Zabuto paid off, because now you could do this. It was all my plan.
I guess we had seen him expose it to Bach, because I'm pretty sure in the past it was decided that it was stated the ceremonial release was the water, because they all thought that it was the water type because he released it and he gathered everyone together to show them it, to fool them. I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I was kind of hoping that we'd see that, but obviously we're not. So.
But yeah. So then Aizen just has a face of immediate regret because Bach's still alive, of course.
And he's going, Aizen.
He just swallows him up. Bondage straps and all, and then reforms as a shadowy monstrosity that is automatically more intimidating than his previous form of googly eyes. And
Blackface?
he's like, oh, you know what? The Almighty lets you change futures even when I'm dead. And then he's like, Muda, 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 and fucking just, bitch slaps Tensei Getsu away when he guys try to attack him. And then he sees him get into it, and he's like, you know what? It's time to come all over you with my black semen. And he does just that, and then his semen spreads to engulf the entire Seirete. And he's like, well, I'm going to absorb all Soul Society in my penis and reform it as one. I believe that's what the text reads. Then, Uryu, I guess he came through the portal. He shoots him through the chest with the silver arrow. And then he's like, well, my grandpa, who is apparently just like a source for everything Bach related, he figured out that the silver forms as rules of Oswalden is called still silver. And if it makes contact with Bach's blood, his powers stop for like a second. And they do. To his immediate disappointment and consternation. And so Ichigo grabs his Bankai. Bach's like, whatever. Doesn't even face me, bro. And then even Yuryu's like, it's Muda. But Ichigo swings his cracked Bankai. Bach grabs it, it breaks, but then the black part stays intact, and it's like, it's his Shikai. With an extra long handle without any cloth. And then Bach's like, oh, that's what Hashwell was trying to show me with the waking nightmare that he gave me. And then he's cut, and then Ichigo's cuts him in half with the moon in the background. And so yeah, surprisingly, this fight was not finished with a Getsuga Tensho as people were expecting, nor some,
convoluted bullshit.
Multiracial whatever thing that Future mentioned. So there is a theory that I saw about how this last bit got pulled off that I like to share because it makes sense. So it has to do with Hashwell. So this is just going back through what we know about Hashwell. So Hashwell and Baz are best friends. Hashwell and Baz make a pact to murder Bach. Hashwell goes up in the ranks. Baz doesn't. Hashwell learns about Bach's powers. Baz doesn't. Baz decides he wants to murder Bach with force. Hashwell isn't on board with brute forcing it, and then he refuses to let Baz confront Bach. Baz gets murdered by his best friend during his confrontation. Bach's the Almighty lets him alter and choose future events. Hashwell gets his power when Bach sleeps. While Hashwell has his power, he repeatedly states it's seen how it all ends in his battle with Uryu. Hashwell gets visibly upset whenever Uryu makes statements about staying with your friends, even against impossible odds. When Bach gets his almighty power back from Hashwell, he has a nightmare, he thinks, of his death shown by Hashwell. When Bach is finally vulnerable, he still blocks Ichigo's broken sword Bankai, but Zangetsu reforms and kills Bach. Bach states the vision he got from Hashwell, while Hashwell to control the Almighty, was more than a nightmare. When Hashwell dies, he's still shown to value Basby's symbol. So, the main theory of this poster, silly puppy XS on the subreddit, is that Hashwell used the Almighty to reform Zangetsu in that critical moment by using the Almighty to alter future events in order to defeat Bach. As such, he's honored the pact he made with Basby and maybe even atone for his murder. And it's entirely possible this wasn't, conscious, just subconscious, but yeah. So, that's the theory I saw, and I think it makes a fair amount of sense. But, like I've mentioned here and elsewhere, it is undeniably clear that Kubo planned to have way more chapters than this to explain everything and wrap up everything. There's no logical reason that Ishin came to the palace to watch his friend fail to shoot his own son with a silver arrow they pulled out of his dead wife's heart. I'm pretty sure there was another reason for Gerard to keep surviving after getting wrecked so many times. I'm pretty sure Izuru was supposed to, kill off Lie and, and then, stick it and then wave his butt in Aizen's face or whatever he does after he's half dead and shit like that. There's all this stuff. Oh, and of course, the whole Yuichiro thing. There's all this stuff that he'd set up to resolve, but I'm pretty sure that he got his notice of cancellation or whatever around the time that I want to say like right as he was starting to write 680, because before that the pacing was like the same as it had been for the large majority of this arc, and then it was like, okay, time to go into fucking like 12th gear. Let's just
Yeah.
so Bach absorbs Ichigo's powers without any problems, and now he's
Fort
gonna leave for
9.
the Hashwell thing. Gerard dies suddenly, or just get their fights end like that. They don't have time for unless to finish him off, even though Gerard's like literally bigger than the Colossal Titan. Let's see. Oh, and then the Fullbringers show up at the last second, and it's like, okay, this is how we're gonna restore your power with the debt or whatever, and then. And then Aizen's there, of course. Aizen gets freed in one chapter by blast of power that made Chirasama ascend to a higher state of existence. And then we get Hada 99 out of nowhere, doesn't do anything. And then in this chapter, Uryu's down there with the arrow and shoots Bach, and this is like this probably would have just been stretched out over this final battle at the very least. So it probably would have been around 10 chapters instead of 4 or 3 or whatever to show Hada 99 fully, to explain how Aizen still has Zanpakuto, to show the effects of I'm almost positive that this new Bankai Ichigo's had more going on than Stab and Getsuga Tensho. I am like 1,000,000% positive that Kubo has more in mind than that, but that's like
well, he used a new Getsuga with his new Shikai, so there has to be something more to it. But yeah,
like there was obviously something, and it infuriates me to no end that Shonen Jump was like, well, you know what? Fuck you. We're not letting you tell your story as properly as you can. We're gonna say, hey, regardless of what you have planned, just end it in this amount of time, or just face having it like an unfinished series. And it's like, wow, like you're gonna do this now after he's had like all this kind of set up for real. Like you could just if you didn't like it, you could just like, ended it ended the Fullbringer arc or whatever the fuck. But it's like, no, we're gonna string you along and then just cut you off right when you're about to deliver all this payoff. And it's infuriating. I've seen it done before, and all I can for is that we get something like a data book, or maybe even a spin-off series, or maybe like in a continuation in a magazine that doesn't have such strict, asshole-ish, people at the top. Like,
just something, just to wrap everything up. I
have a feeling that if we do get something, we are going to be finding out about it soon instead of beforehand.
Like hell, put it in like a fucking Seinen magazine. Seinen and Bleach would be fucking insane. Like that would be an amazing series to read.
Give us like a spin-off arc of like what happened 1,000 years ago between Bach and Yamamoto. Just something to wrap everything up properly.
And
if the anime comes back, maybe have Kubo work closely with them to, extend it and
altered version that clears up any plot holes or just unfinished business that he couldn't do himself. That, like, I know it's to some degree is wishful thinking, but that I feel is the only way to do justice to this, because regardless of what your feelings on this arc or Bleach as of late or as a whole are, you all agree that this isn't what it deserves. Not after 15 years of getting money for Shonen Jump or whatever. Even now that the sales have dropped, they're still way better than a lot of series. So
yeah,
Christ,
I've seen some shite.
It deserves a hell of a lot better than this.
And to everyone who's listening, I'm not trying to say that Shonen Jump and Kubo's editors are the only reason happening. I know Kubo isn't perfect. Neither is this manga. Neither this arc in particular. It has flaws. It has whatever, and I'm sure someone has contributed to it. Even so, that doesn't mean that this just happened. And it's not even just because of those. Because I've seen I've seen a series with no, bad shit or plot holes in it like this just get canceled after 24 chapters. I don't know why, but they just did it, and it had the same rushed ending right at the end. The last two chapters were just like, well, it was less like the final battle being condensed, and more like the god tier power ups being attained, like a chapter after like the mid tier ones or whatever, like that kind of shit. But yeah, like it
Like-
doesn't deserve this. It sucks.
Like it really just sucks that an author can't just write the story that he wants, that he has to deal with this kind of stuff. Like, just imagine a world where a writer is allowed to write the story the way he wants.
Yeah, your creation, and then it gets taken away from you. Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean-
or you have to bend it and mold it into what someone else wants.
I mean, unfortunately, like this has been true for Bleach as a whole, not just in this arc. There's been in like pretty much every arc at some point. There's been people like telling people do this differently. Like in the very first arc, it's like, okay, screw the rest of Ichigo's friend. Let's get to Soul Society and the Shinigami. And then in the Shinigami, I'm not sure about the Soul Society, but I know for certain that they were telling Kubo to just like extend the Ironka arc to all hell, just so you could focus on cool new Spanish characters. And then it's like, well, you know what? Screw this. Let's bring the Shinigami back and ruin all the shit that got built up and ruin all the mystery. And then in this arc, there's people surviving. There's fights just being laid to the wayside to forget, so the plot could go faster. Like, fights people wanted to see, like Byakuya doing shit and the Royal Guard doing shit. And then now it's just like, well, you know what? Forget all these other things you laid out. We want you to finish. And it's retarded. But yeah, that's my rant on this. And it does look like the series ending next week, and it will be a sad day indeed. So
Yeah, I'll go next. So I'm gonna start off kind of with the simple fact that everyone else is covered. Ichigo and Aizen talking friendly, which is bizarre. Then Bach absorbs Aizen, knocks away Ichigo's Bankai. Udio comes in playing Bon Jovi, shot through the heart, and he hits Aizen, who gives the expression like he just got his first blowjob, and then Ichigo cuts him in two. I want to wrap that up. Because I also have a kind of like my say on what Zil was saying. Sorry for the bad humor or not a great chapter review, but everyone's already pretty much said what needed to be said. But I do agree. I feel like there was supposed to be more. There had to be more. There's no way in holy hell all of this was supposed to be like it was from the beginning. Because Zil, you were beyond so right. It's not even funny. There's no way Ishin would just say, "Hey man, what's up? Hey, I'm just gonna come with tag along while you give your son the key to being Bach or something." And Sal said I can't even fucking speak. The Udio's fucking power was supposed to beat the Almighty, but now that's been completely written out, and it does suck. I mean, because
sorry to interrupt. That reminded me. I did have a small theory about next chapter. I'll just get out of the way. I don't want to interrupt you for too long, but I think the antithesis might still come into play if Urio's like, or you know what? I'm gonna switch like Aizen and Bach's Soul King status, and now it's like, okay, Aizen's alive, Bach's dead, and the world is right. I don't know. Like I think that might make the new Soul King, but yeah, sorry, but
right.
I forgot that.
No, it's okay. And like I said, I'm sorry for giving a shitty review on the chapter, but I think everyone said what it said. And right now, I got mixed feelings on the series right now. With not that I don't like it, I still do. I still like Bleach a lot, but it is a sad and pretty shitty feeling to know that this could have been so much better, and it's all getting crammed into like 5 chapters worth of shit, because we've all seen it. You're right. I mean, there's other bits and pieces in this arc, like Byakuya fighting the Stern Ridders, but they're pwned off screen. I mean, like, what the hell? And the Royal Guard, except for Ichibei, was pretty much a real warrior disappointment. And
Kisagi getting one-shotted after implications that you might have Bankai.
Yeah, and beyond one-shotted. I mean, it's just like complete fuck you. And then you also get the fact of everyone else. I mean, even it's just like there's so much that was left to be desired. Is the best way I could use it. The best words is there was so much we were looking for that Kubo was possibly setting up, and yet none of it came to fruition.
Well, it's essentially what I've been saying for a while now, right? Which is essentially like there is a bunch. I mean, the nice way of saying it, there is a bunch of missed opportunities and drop balls throughout this arc that kind of pissed me off. You know all of them and stuff like that. But one thing that you mentioned, the Royal Guard, so underused. I feel like they should have had a far bigger role than the Go to 13. And it would have been easier for the Go to 13 to have a back-seated role if they had been handled properly earlier on in the first place. We shouldn't have wait until the last arc to find out something as simple as what Iba's freaking Jean Pacto's name is. We shouldn't have to daggone wait all of it, find out, final arc. What is going to be Ukitake's Bankai and stuff like that, only for him to do this Mimiyagi thing that pretty much made no difference.
Yeah.
It was just like, once it started, it's kind of like snowball effect. It just built up, and then you kept seeing it every other chapter of, we're not going to include this, we're going to jump over this, we're not going to include this, we're not going to include this, and you wouldn't have to have worried about doing that if you had did it, I don't know, freaking arcs ago. You could have daggone shown all that crap if you wanted to, or at least half of it or some of it, so that way you didn't have to talk about it this one. And that way the other characters, the new characters, the Royal Guard, who are so important, could have shined and you could have seen them doing it. And quite frankly, it kind of doesn't make any sense for these Stern Ritter to be as powerful as they are and the Goats of 13 having to jump in and do what they need to do, whatever, when they aren't even as powerful as the Royal Guard is.
Yeah, and as I was saying, that's one of the things I agree with, and that's why I was saying, like, the Royal Guard supposed to be this great, but they were so misunderused. And
oh god, especially the ones that Ichibe was used, at least. The other.
That's what I was saying is he was the most. He was fine because he did prove his worth, in my point, or at least proved more than the others by a long margin. Proved his worth because he was pushing Bach back and would have won if it wasn't for the bullshit Almighty. But the others were a utter disappointment, and they truly were. Even Oetsu was an utter disappointment because apparently he didn't even whip out Shikai Bankai. Tenjiro whips out his Shikai, but we don't get to see what it does. I mean, it's like, what the fuck? You will go to...
Sorry.
That's okay. And then Senjumaru and Kirito, how the fuck you say their names, they don't do dick. I mean, all they do is got arms and a giant spoon. They don't even, like, go Shikai, which is even a basic thing you would think they would have done.
Yeah.
They would have sensed the enemy, okay, like, the minute the enemy, like, Lily fucked over Yetsu, they should have, the minute they saw that, oh, shit, Bankai, should have been their immediate response, and go and do it. But they did. They just got pwned, and like, oh, you guys are so worthless. And truthfully, that's why I said before, it does make it look like as if the Gote 13 are truly stronger. I'm not saying they all. I said it made it look like it because the Royal Guard was swept aside in such a...
If it had been...
They were defeated off screen, no less.
If it had been Yuvok that had beated them, fine. Beated them? What the fuck? Where's my English? My English composition is awful this week. If it had been them, fine, but it wasn't. It was the SS guys.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying.
And it happened off screen at that.
Yeah.
Right. And exactly. And I'm not trying to say the Royal Guard are weaker, but what I'm saying, it made it look, the way they were handled did make it appear as if the Gote 13 were the better because of the fact that they were swept aside by his minions, but the Gote 13 fights box minions, and yeah, they struggled, but they still came out on top, okay? At the end of the day, Mairuri / Nemu beat Pininda and Shunsui. You get the idea, okay? At the end of the day, they overcame them. And back to what I was also saying about the arc being rushed, you see the arc being rushed because, like the fathers, I thought the fathers were going to do all this shit, but no, they're not. They're just like, here's this special little arrow, and even the stuff with Ichigo. I mean, it's just, it all feels like there was supposed to be so much more, and then it's like, no, there's really not. Now it's just like Zill said. I think he wasn't expected to the last minute. I could probably see this. It's how it probably turned out was Kubo was sitting there writing along or something, got a phone call, or they came and visited him and said, hey, man, just to let you know, we're giving you the axe. So but we'll be nice somewhat to you because you used to be one of the big three. You got like 5 more chapters to finish this shit up. And I do feel like that's probably more or less what happened was they told him, hey, we're giving you the axe, like right here, right now, but we're going to be somewhat generous. And again, like Zill said, I'm not saying, Shonen Jump, or they're like, oh, they're evil and all this. No, they're not. But it is kind of, it's kind of fucked up if that's what they did. And I'm pretty sure they did. Because I have also seen other manga series where you read that they were kind of given the axe. Because you can tell when they have they have so much potential, and it's all wrapped up like in 2 chapters. Like afterward, all of a sudden, like everything's like, boom, here's this, here's this, here's this, here's this, here's this, here's this. And we've said that in these last few chapters from like 680 and so forth, the Fullbringers, here's a bam, there you go. His parents, bam, here you go. It's like, damn, like what the actual fuck? And Zill, you're right. No, it doesn't deserve it. Rather you like Bleach or not, it doesn't deserve to try to get like axed right when it's about to pay off big. Because I think if Kubo was given a chance, if this was dragged out to 700 or even 720 even, just using that, it probably would have been a lot better. There might have been a lot more explanations. Maybe a lot more different, more bunkais would have been. But now it's just like, nope. And it's just sad. It really is. So I guess that's my little rant on it. I mean, it sucks. I hope the last chapter answers some of the questions. I doubt. And yes, I hope you get a better. Damn, son.
Sorry. Sorry, Carol.
I hope he creates a data book or something that gives us more information. So, yeah.
Damn, son. Sorry. That just made me laugh because, like, usually you hear that in a kind of southerny accent when it means, like, son, my son, like, of my blood. Whereas it's the podcast. Shiffy?
Yep, I guess I'm going.
Go ahead.
Hi.
Howdy.
Okay, you can hear me. Good. Let me actually follow the chapter because I'm an idiot. Anyway. Alright, hold on.
Give me a wee sec and I'm just going to stop this and re-record anyway. Give me a second anyway. Just to make sure, because sometimes it takes a wee hissy fit. Who is typing?
Sorry. Okay, so here's my basic review of the chapter. I don't really have a whole lot to say about this chapter itself. I think Aizen just acting all casual with Ichigo is a little stupid.
We're so happy together. I'm so glad you recognized that feeling you had.
It's. I think it was a little much. Just casually congratulating Ichigo on, hey, you did good, kid.
And then like Ichigo like calling out his name in concern when he gets consumed. Like,
I don't know. Ichigo went a little easy on him after he beat him. He was like, I think he was lonely and shit. So he doesn't like hate him with all his heart.
Sorry.
But
I mean, we kind of get at the very end of Fake Karakura that Ichigo sort of felt sorry for Aizen, though I think it was a little I don't think it was
forced writing. I felt
I don't think it was meant to really go anywhere. It was just kind of like sort of an ending sort of thing, like, oh, maybe I kind of feel bad for him, but the kind of casual "you did good, kid" sort of thing is a little stupid. Bach has just gone batshit crazy right now. I mean, all right. I'm just gonna drop this. If anyone knows the Zero Escape series, Bach is a fucking shifter.
Huh?
Never mind. You have to understand the Zero Escape games. Never mind. Morph's not here. I can't. Damn.
He hasn't been here this year at all.
Damn. No, because he's the only one here who understands that series. Anyway. He's the only one in this group that gets it. He can change futures even where he's died, because that's just fucking... Yeah, that's completely cheating.
Yeah.
That's...
I think honestly that thing. I think they possibly brought him back just to kill Eisen.
Bach is.
I like how Kaguya
Bach
was
is cheating more than Doc Brown. I'm sorry. He can change futures where he died. This is DeLorean to the extreme.
What Bach did was pretty much the definition of OP-ness.
Yeah, he really.
So yeah, I still don't know what the fuck was with that arrowhead. It really did seem kind of useless, but anyway, it worked for a little bit, and then Ichigo takes this whole old Shikai thing. Though actually, now that I think about it, it's missing the wrapped handle.
Yes.
Yeah, there's no cloth. Yeah, Sil said there's no cloth.
Okay.
Just him.
Anyway, I don't know what to make of this whole chapter, so I'm just gonna kind of do my own mini rant on the whole ending thing. I'm still in denial. I don't want it to end next week, but I've come to accept. I'm forcing myself to accept it. No matter how much I shitpost on Reddit. All I really want, what I want is I just want the loose ends to be tied up. I'd like, a longer chapter for a finale, because I think any series ending really does deserve a longer final chapter. And I think the pacing is usually better in longer chapters. If we could make this chapter like 60 pages, I think it's enough to even just answer the smallest things, like even just at least touch on and give us closure on the smallest things, like, where the hell did Giriko go when the other two Fullbringers showed up? What the fuck is Kira doing with Leal? What the hell is Ishin planning? What happens after all of this? I feel like if 685 were a good 60 pages, you could cover that.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm hoping for. I'm actually gonna... You guys said you don't know about the Zero Escape series, but I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to talk about it for a minute. This is actually almost the same thing that happened with these games. The third game recently came out. The director behind the games pretty much pulled the plug on it on the third game before fans demanded more, because we all wanted a third game. And he said there was going to be one, and then production just ceased because there wasn't enough money for it. It ended up being raised, and a lot of the answers the fans thought they were going to get just weren't touched on. The director is Kotaro Uchikoshi, for that matter. A lot of stuff just wasn't touched on because there just wasn't enough time and not quite enough money to put into the game, and it made me feel kind of sorry for the director, because there was so much more he wanted for this game, for this series finale, for this finale of this trilogy. There was so much more that he wanted to put in, and he just couldn't because he just didn't have the resources. And I'm starting to feel the same way about Kubo. There's so much, and it's really disheartening that there's so much that we might just not get because someone other than the creator of the series is either forcing it to end or not giving it the money it deserves or whatever. I don't know how to put it. I mean,
It's not that he even doesn't have the resources. They're being taken away from him by producers.
Well, yeah, it's left to the judge in both cases, in both Kubo and Uchikoshi. It's left to someone who's just not the creator of the series that ends up making this final decision and is screwing the creator over. And it's sad.
It's wrong.
It's sad, it's disheartening, it's wrong, call it any number of possible words, and it's not going to change that it's what it is.
Agreed.
And I hate it as much as the next guy, and I'm not sure what we can do about it. We can't really do anything about it.
I know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, it is sad. As people that have read Bleach for years and decades in some cases.
I mean, I haven't been following it all 15 years. I didn't pick it up until, maybe the past 5.
I picked it up. Go ahead. Sorry, Shift. Sorry.
4 or 5 maybe for me. So it's not like I was following it since 2001. I mean, I was 7 years old, but I've been following it since when I started reading it. Or started watching it first. Actually, I really enjoyed it, and it's sad to see something that really did have this good writing. No matter what people want to say about it, it had quality writing, and it had planning. And it's sad to see something like this end so abruptly. Even if people saw announcements of it 5 weeks ago, or even though we've known that this is the final arc, it's the fact that it's just that the end is just so abrupt and it doesn't feel like it's getting the ending it deserves. I don't know. I'm just talking in circles here.
Yeah,
I'm repeating myself, and I can't help it. I'm sorry.
It's anticlimactic. It is.
It's. I think this is the first time I've actually had the chance to say all of this. It's. I don't know what to feel anymore.
Yeah, I mean, I get that.
It's not like I won't know what to do with my life. There's plenty of other things to do with my own life, but I feel sorry for Kubo.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, like you said, I haven't been following this series like from the very beginning. I didn't get into it until like my junior year of high school, but like it's because of this series that in a way I kind of got back into manga and anime. For a while I wasn't really watching or reading any of it, and it's because of Bleach that I was able to get back into it. It's because of Bleach that I started using Wikia. It's because of Bleach that I met all you guys, and it's really kind of sad to see this thing that kind of helped me in all those ways have to end like this. It's really just
it's thanks to Bleach you have to deal with us losers.
Yeah, but I agree with Future and you guys. I mean, Bleach has done a lot for me because I got back into it. I don't mean to cut you off, Shiffy.
No, it's fine. I'm done. Actually, this is a good conversation.
Yeah, it's okay.
I got into it when I was 14, so I've been in it for almost 10 years, 9 years. I'm not trying to brag or nothing, so don't worry.
No, that's fine.
But like you,
but
like you said, Shiffy, I watched it first, and I loved it. I loved the concept, the idea of the Zanpakuto toes. I love the characters. Yeah,
which is funny because now we just joke about how bad the anime actually was.
Good, true.
In comparison to the manga, I mean.
Yeah, but I did.
But that's the thing.
And I'll admit, maybe because I was 14 or 15 at the time, I thought Ichigo was really cool. I really did. I thought he kicked ass. He was an interesting main character. I liked that he drifted away. I still do like him, but I liked that he drifted away from the typical other shonen protagonist, dumb but good-hearted. Ichigo's good-hearted, but he's not stupid. Like he wasn't raised in the forest and so forth. But anyhow, so I got into it, and I started watching, and then I read the manga, and I was just like, wow, this is just really good. And like you Sorry.
No, it's not your fault. Go ahead.
But I enjoyed meeting you guys, and I enjoy it. And it is sad that one of my favorite series is not getting a chance to even wrap up half of it. I mean, because even if this
Meanwhile, one of my favorite series did.
Yes, Sal, we know, and you're right. I did like Fullmetal Alchemist as well, but I'm also saying is
Oh,
with
you gotta
Bleach
admit that ending
was
was. I mean, it
yeah
was a clear story. Everything was all every. If there were loose ends, they were cleared up. Everything pretty much fell into place perfectly. I don't know how good of an ending you can get otherwise,
Except
especially in a
does
manga.
Al fuck the wee girl from wherever she's from?
Who?
Is there not a wee? What do you call the wee girl? Can't remember her name. Shing? No.
well I was just wanting to
My?
Yeah.
What about her?
People still question whether or not them two got together, or did they get together?
He went to her country. I think the insinuation is that they did get together later on.
yeah
When
he
she grew.
Well,
yeah
yeah, when they both were older.
Is it? Sorry, I'm
When
stopping.
after Al, I mean after Ed got married to Winry and had kids.
Right, but
But
sorry.
but that ending, now that was an ending. That
yeah
was exceptional, where you had the protagonist, and sometimes with the help of the people that were supporting him, but the protagonist go toe to toe with the bad guy, who in this particular case had usurped the power of God, and he still had the power that they're going to take him on and defeat him. And it made sense. You weren't sitting there like, oh, what is this shit? Or, oh,
And
he's
and and
overpowered.
with Ed, his quote unquote final power up was, well, getting his fucking arm back, which was damn awesome.
Yeah.
Exactly. Like his brother damn near sacrificed whatever he had left, whatever. And then Ed did the ultimate sacrifice, sacrificed his own gate so that he could get his brother back.
Oh, that was absolutely amazing. I mean, I'm not expecting, and I'll still. I mean, I don't think Bleach would have quite ever lived up to FMA standards, but
No, and there's a number
I
of reasons
certainly
why
wish there
that's
was
true.
But I certainly wish there was more of a. I just hope we get an ending that's at least as acceptable.
right. Well, what I was trying to get at is I know yeah right FMA is it's a rarity because a lot of anime manga, not just showing but even signing, some mangas don't end that well as it did. But back to Bleach, if we get like 60 pages, you're right. I hope those are all used with the best intentions to give us what he can give us, because I don't want it to be one of those endings where it's like that it like what the fuck. I mean, you have different endings. You get endings like FMA, which makes you like, damn, I was proud to give my like years or time to reading that series or watching it. I mean, you felt justified. I mean, it was a great story. You love rereading it again. You take it back out and you read it. Hell, I collected all the damn volumes. I still like doing that, But or you get an ending like other series, which makes you want to, with Burning Rage. But I don't want Bleaches to be, is that it? Like you're going. Well,
But you
that
know
was
what? I think we all hope for the for the good thing like you're talking about, but the optimist in me says, "Oh yeah, that's what I'm hoping for." But the realist in me knows that I'm not going to get that. The realist knows I'm going to be very disappointed, and that no ending that he could probably come up with in 60 pages or more is going to be good enough to satisfy how I have consistently felt about how this arc was done.
Oh, I agree. Realistically, we probably there's some,
Like I've said, at this point, I just want something that I can accept, something that makes sense, something
yeah
that at least tries to tie up some loose ends.
yeah, and I'm not expecting.
I'm not asking for a last chapter that I'm going to absolutely love, and if if Kubo ends up doing that, I'd be amazed. But
I agree with Shiffy and you, Sal, on the fact that I want an ending that I can kind of like hold your head up with. Like I can accept it is what I wanted, not entirely because I still wanted this, I wanted that added, I wanted more of this, but I don't want it to be that ending like he just like wastes the 60 chapters on stupid shit. Like don't waste, please, like Kubo, like don't waste like 5 or 6 pages of Ichigo just staring off into the wind or something, or meaningless discussion. Like,
see, now that you said that, that's what we're gonna get.
damn it,
My
fault.
And you know why? You know why I would even think that way is because we've gotten that so many times before. Like that whole little thing after he defeated Aizen, where it was like, oh, Aizen felt this way, and I'm like, you don't even know him. Like,
guys,
how are you going to sit
guys,
there and comment on what he feels or what he was
Aizen
going to do?
almost
You don't
killed
even
your
know him.
fucking ma.
guys, the first 30 pages or so are gonna each page is gonna be a memorial to one of the dead Sternritter and how great they were in life, and all the family left behind and the kids and shit. And
Yeah.
Oh god.
was like,
And then wait, and then Kubo is going to follow all of this up with a slice of life manga about based around his own childhood.
Oh, for God's sake! But what I was trying to say is,
You know I'm making an FMA joke, right?
Oh my god, if Per 45 had to say what I'm
That's-
trying to
that's
say
exactly
one
what
more
she did.
time. Stop it! Let him talk. Go.
Sorry, go.
no, it's just what I was trying to get at. You're right. We all probably going to get some that which sucks. My biggest thing, I guess, I'm trying to say is if I had this was my last chapter, if I was in Kubo's shoes, if I was in this situation where this last chapter is all I have left, I would try to make the most of it, I guess is what I'm trying to say. So I hope he does. I hope he can do whatever he can. Yes, you're probably not going to have enough with 60 pages. You may not even have enough with 120. But to try to sit there and put whatever you can to make it work where people can sit there and go, okay, was that what I wanted? No. Was it bad? No. You want it to be, I'd rather take a nah rather than a fuck this shit, I hope it burns in hell. You know, like, and I know that sounds kind of shitty, even though I'm talking about how great I liked Bleach, but I don't think we're going to get, like you said, Shiffy, I don't think we're going to get this outstanding ending that's going to be like, oh, that was majestic, and this is going to be, like, talked about for years to come. Like, people are going to use Bleach like the cornerstone of how to write a good manga. I don't think that, but I still want it to be one that we can accept and maybe say that wasn't so bad. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm hoping for. And I really am. I think we can all kind of somewhat agree on that all of us, not just us in this group, but even people watching this or who's read Bleach as long as we have. You know, you may not get that perfect ending that we were wanting, but hopefully get an ending where we can still be kind of proud about or accepting of.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, son, you haven't talked about this chapter yet. You should.
Oh no, I'm fine. Don't worry about me.
okay.
I'm half asleep and sore. Because
Well,
get me something else that's new.
unless I think I have a way to end this this session on a more lighthearted note than lamenting over state of affairs. Because do you guys remember the chapter whatever as seen through the eyes of a madman from a few weeks ago? That I guess shift, guys. Well, someone wrote something similar about the arc thus far, and I think it's worth reading aloud. Let's see here. So, and it starts off with the Aizen Ichigo romance started in late Karakura Town. Aizen Ichigo was totally foreshadowed in Deicide, and the only reason Aizen didn't show Kyokusui Getsu's release to Strawberry was because Aizen didn't show him his dick yet. This lack of dicking causing Strawberry's tsundere to learn finally gets a attention, so Senpai will notice him, which puts Senpai in BDSM restraints for 2 years. Strawberry-chan begins using Facebook to find him, and the result of insanity from constant shitposts, social justice warriors begin complaining about shitposts, which causes the editor, which is the clubfoot of the Soul King, to warp time and make only 5% of what actually wants to be seen. Suddenly, Yahoo appears with his Hot Topic squad and hype the fuck out of things, but there is no explanation other than 999.9. Characters die and come back and die again to come back again to not be used despite a hype rematch with final villains. Senpai / BDSM chair are high on heroin from the guy in Scary Movie 2, while everyone goes upstairs into the sex dungeon to fight the Yu-Gi-Oh cards. Exodius, Relinquisher, Master Hand, and Deadpool. Master Hand was the most not Bleach fight ever. Exodius' fight was hyped because depression and chicken lasers, and Deadpool is love, Deadpool is life. Then Chad fucks the ground with Ganju. Hash Oil and Strawberry's ex-boyfriend play a game of Pong. Strawberry finds Yahoo and asks him to fuck him. God damn it! And asks him to fuck him silly with his horn. He does so until his boner Kai breaks. Strawberry can't fuck no more. So Yahoo heads to Sex Society to get some of Eisen's boner Kai, only to find him sitting at the door with his Sheikah hanging out. Yahoo gets horny and snail trails all over Sex Society, destroying it with the rage of petty businessmen who don't like Facebook or MySpace. Eisen is so hard, his Shikai destroys Terasama and acts like a monkey. Yahoo doesn't like monkeys, so he makes this trail acidic and burns off Monkey's arm. Then Eisen jumps in the fray, only to be rejected by Yahoo's trail and his Shikai cracks. Suddenly, Strawberry got so excited, he beat his left fucking arm off with Zangetsu and decided to make it a threesome, only to be visited by Daddy one last time. Suddenly, the director says cut, and Yahoo gets shot by the cancellation arrow. Too long, didn't read, Yahoo gets Googled. So,
Dear God.
once the series ends next week, we can put this as the summary on the Quincy Blood War page.
Yeah.
I think it's already written. We don't need to do any work. We can just take it right from here.
Yeah,
Yeah,
might as well do what other wikis do.
I mean,
Just you gotta cite the right chapters, but it's right there.
it's not like plagiarism's a crime or anything.
Mhm.
Duh. It's right there. So yeah, it's all about sex, and that's why Byakuya survived, because he's a sex demand.
Damn right.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Oh yeah, we all know this is going to end as a porno.
Yep.
All right.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
that was
All right.
really what Hashwell's nightmare was about, the sex dimension.
So make sure to link that in the description of the video, because I'm not sure I read it coherently, but yeah. So that's that. I'm about done for the night.
You boys love giving me work to do at fucking 4 o'clock in the morning.
Damn right.
You
What
have
the
to
fuck?
paste a link. Are you kidding me, son?
Do you know
Are
how
you-
much I have to copy and paste right now? It's 4 a.m.
Not-
Shut your face.
Not enough. Stop breathing.
Stop breathing. Yeah.
How dare you?
How very dare I breathe. But yeah, anyone else got anything else to say?
No, I'm good. We can end it.
Yeah. I'm done.
Yeah, I think I've worn myself out with this one.
Same
No
here.
worries. All right. I know everyone got really emotional there. Sal, you gonna cry? Stare off into the distance.
Sal doesn't cry. He
He absorbs the feelings of
He-
other people and
he,
for enjoyment.
he turns blacker. That's it. That's his way of getting sad.
Oh no, you better don't. Right. Okay. Right. Okay. Well, good night, everybody.
Bye.
Guys, next week.
Yeah,
Hope
alright.
nothing last time. Alright.
Really? Are we actually gonna stop?
Well, I said hopefully not for. I don't know. Like it depends on whether we have ideas for post manga stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, doesn't mean the end of the podcasts.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
do. I'm sure we'll find other things to talk about in these hour blocks that people probably don't listen to.
Sounds legit.
Legit.
Yes.
Right. Ciao,
Alright.
ciao.
Bye.